Frame is like your interpretation of the world and yourself. It's your belief system. Holding frame means that you do not change your belief system even under pressure. This should be completely normal for us, but society and modern day political correctness and Twitter and cancel culture has reversed this natural confident feeling that we used to have in ourselves. I'm going to teach you how to hold frame. That's going to increase your masculinity and make you more confident. But later on in the video, I'm also going to give you a warning that I think you should follow. We've said that frame is when you don't change your beliefs even under confrontation. So what is the belief that you don't want to change? It can be about anything. So let me give you some examples. The most common opportunity to hold your frame comes when we are talking about masculinity and femininity, especially if you're with a girl that you may be dating. You'll find that your frame will continuously get tested. She will test if you are that masculine guy that you appear to be. If you backtrack like Jeffrey acts like the masculine guy, but the moment he's questioned on it, he's a little bit scared. He doesn't want to get cancelled. He doesn't want to be called a misogynist. So he says, oh, no, I'm not actually like that. No, I'm not like a sex. No, men's rights. No. I'm not actually like the masculine guy. I'll be in the kitchen making you a sandwich, honey. Jeffrey backtracks. He apologizes. He says, oh no, I'm just joking. Jeffrey has lost his frame. That makes him far less attractive. Adonis, on the other hand, he believes this stuff so much that there is a 0% chance that his mind can be changed. So when one of his girls calls him a misogynist, he looks at her and he laughs. And he treats her like a little girl who's called him poo-poo head. Frame held. Notice the difference between Jeffrey and Adonis. Frame isn't to just argue your point and try to win the argument. That's dumb. We know that there are no winners of the argument. Frame is when there is a 0% chance for someone else to change what you believe about the world to be true. 0% chance, to the point that it's not even in question, that when someone does question your masculinity or a belief that you have, it's so silly that you actually think that they're joking, that you treat them like a little child. Jeffrey won't do this. Jeffrey's frame is weak. He isn't at the point where he 100% certainly believes all of this stuff to be true. So there's cracks in his armor. When his frame is questioned, he crumbles under pressure. If there is one thing you learn from my videos, if the main purpose in your life right now is to try and get some girls, just know for a fact that that is probably the worst thing that you can do. That is about as unattractive as you can become. That means that you are faking it. And if you fake stuff like this, you'll get caught out. Adonis truly believes this to be true. Holding frame means that even under confrontation, even under pressure, you do not crumble. You do not backtrack against something that you truly believe. What's the benefit of holding frame? There really isn't much else that you could do that would make you appear more masculine and more confident of yourself than holding frame under confrontation. It is far easier for you to lose your frame and to side with the person who is arguing against you, who's confronting you about one of your beliefs. It's far easier to backtrack and be like Jeffrey and say, but no, I was just joking, haha, can't you guys take a joke, haha. When you hold your frame, your belief about anything, about yourself, about something in society, about the world, it makes you so much more confident of that interpretation of the world. So for example, inside of my frame could be that I'm an attractive, funny, confident guy. Now, people can question that. And imagine if a girl said, no, you're not that funny. I would lose frame if I said to her, no, a lot of people have said that I'm funny. I think I'm quite funny. Wrong. Lost frame. Just because I try to argue against it shows that there is a small percentage chance that she could be right. Because why else would I try and argue against it? She calls me not funny, even though I 100% know that I'm a funny guy. I'd literally just look at her and just burst out laughing. Frame held. By doing that, by holding my frame in this example, I more confidently believe that I'm a funny guy, because each and every time I have a confrontation like this, I'm solidifying the belief. And also, when you don't argue against a point like that, the other people will then fall into your frame. If your frame is stronger than someone else's, they will enter your frame. They will enter your interpretation of the world. And let me just tell you the secret. Most people's frame is non-existent / extremely weak, which means that your interpretation of the world, of yourself, can be the true frame, the true interpretation, if you just hold it. If you've got the interpretation that you're a confident guy and you hold that frame, other people will naturally enter your frame and believe it too if you just hold that frame. Most people look to others to lead them and to guide them, and you holding your frame gives you the spotlight to be the leader who's sure of themselves. And people who aren't sure of themselves, people who have got a weak frame, they will enter your frame. That means that whatever your frame is, whatever your belief is, they will believe it too. That is very powerful, because if you believe yourself to be an attractive guy, then a girl entering your frame will mean that she thinks you're an attractive guy too. But here's a warning, most guys get this wrong. They read a little bit about frame and then start arguing their point against people. Holding frame does not mean to argue, and it does not mean to punish. Remember my video on manipulation? We do not punish people. If someone doesn't enter our frame, if someone's frame clashes with our frame, we don't punish them, we don't shout, and worst of all, we do not argue with people. Not only does it ruin your frame, but it just makes you into a horrible little shit. So instead of arguing, instead of getting violent with someone who clashes against your frame, remember that the true winner of the frame battle is the guy who shrugs his shoulders at what the other person says, because there is a 0% chance that they are right and you are wrong. I see this online. So many guys think that holding frame, holding their belief, means to argue for it, to be like an activist who talks loads. And like, I see the guy in his university lecture or in the school, and he's like, you know, the YouTube videos like, guy destroys feminists, the cringy shit, bro. The feminists in my class were saying this and then I said this. Shut up, bro, you dumbass. If you argue against someone like that, you have lost. A man who is certain of himself does not need to state that he is certain of himself. If you feel like you've got to argue your points against other people in your class, in your workplace, in your friends and family, then you aren't certain of yourself, because if you were completely certain of yourself, the argument wouldn't even need to happen. They say something stupid and you literally just smirk and you just shrug your shoulders to it. And all of this is especially true when we're talking about the shit that we're talking about here: masculinity, femininity, dating and stuff. Talk about this stuff in school, in work, and your ass will probably get fired. Holding frame is one of the most masculine things you can do. And the more and more I read into it, the more and more I practice it myself, the results of it are astounding. Now, I can help you with this. I do self-improvement coaching, and you can even book a free 30-minute call with me. I'll help you with like one main problem that you've got. So if it's this, if you want to learn how to hold frame, then we'll have a little chat and I'll tell you whatever you're doing wrong, and suddenly things will just start to click for you. There's a link to book a free call with me in the description. Go and do it right now. Let's have a little chat, friend. Turn on the post notifications if you want to see more videos from a somewhat unconventional small YouTuber. I talk about young men's self-improvement, so if you're into that stuff, then you might get some value from my videos. I have a newsletter for what I call the restricted reading section. Every Sunday I send out some posts that we can't really discuss here. So if you're into like masculinity and dating, and you want to actually get some real dating success and not follow the advice of normal people who don't get anything, I'll teach you how to do that, and I'll send you what I found are the most influential posts for me. The email newsletter link is in the description. Make sure you sign up because there's quite a lot of value in that. A video has just popped up on screen, The Curse of Being Male. It's about masculinity. Click on it right now. Take care. Woo!